So she might include a Phi Beta Phi Engineering Honor Society member, General Motors tuition scholarship recipient 4 years in a row, been on the dean's list for 4 semesters. Another recent graduate with a degree in communication is looking for a position in public relations. This graduate wants to emphasize his leadership and organizational skills, so thus on his resume he's going to include Vice President of the Golden Key National Honor Society, copy editor at the Purdue University Student Newspaper, coach middle school soccer team. All of these show that he has great leadership and organizational skills. So when you think about all of the activities that you've been involved in, FCCLA, sports and things like that, how can you tie that into the position that you are wanting to seek? Also, look at your honors. Were you awarded anything in sports, maybe most valuable player, or were you awarded any type of scholarships from a writing contest? If you are looking for something, consider all of your honors and your activities in the past 4 years and kind of tailor them. What would these be good for? What position would work best for a writing scholarship opposed to a leadership scholarship from FCCLA? Specialized skills section, like your activities and honor section of the resume, this section should be included only if the applicant has some significant skills in addition to those expected of the professional. If an applicant has a special skill, they can use this section to stand out from other applicants. Applicants should not include skills that are required or expected for the applicant to have. For example, if I was trying to get a job as a teacher, my specialized skills should not be a good communicator, because that is a given. I should be able to do that if this is the profession I want to be in. On the other hand, some specialized skills may be I'm able to work with autistic children. Even though I'm a general ed teacher, having that specialized skill, maybe I have 3 years interning at a special ed facility, that goes beyond what is expected of me as a general ed teacher. If you've studied any type of foreign language, especially if you're in larger areas that have a multitude of different languages you speak, include that, because that's a specialized skill. If you have any dates of military service, you want to include that. The next step is your references. In general, you don't want to include the names and addresses of your references on your resume. Most resumes include a single statement at the very end that says, references are available upon request. Many times, job ads will specify whether or not employers want to see the names and addresses of their applicants' references included on the resume. Applicants should read the job's ad very carefully to determine how to present their references for any given job. It's a good idea for applicants to compile a separate reference sheet that you can send out along with the resume if your references are required. If you are including individuals for your reference sheet, you want to make sure that you choose professional references rather than personal references. Employees and employers of different jobs that you've worked with and your teachers are going to know you and your work, so these will be the better references, opposed to just like your friend who lives next door. So, organizing your resume. It is rare for any resume to conform strictly to the guidelines for only one resume style. Most resumes will incorporate different styles, and writers should feel free to modify and combine the styles to best highlight their unique qualification and experiences. Now, here in school, you probably have a specific template that you have to follow in order to complete a project that's, concerning your resume. But in the real world, your resume is your resume, and you can pick and choose different styles and formats that work best for you. Now, be aware, if you're looking for a very traditional type job, probably having crazy fonts and pictures and all that kind of stuff will not be the best thing for your resume. You do want to still keep it professional, but the layout is completely up to you and how you organize it. The most common resume styles are the reverse chronological, a functional resume, a skills resume, and an imaginative resume. So we're going to go over all of those and kind of see what they are. Look at is the reverse chronological resume. This is the traditional style and what most people typically think when they think about resumes. The reverse chronological resume are best suited for people who have job-related experience. It should be used for jobs which require a high degree of professionalism or by applicants with long history of relevant work experience. This style presents your education and work experience in chronological order, beginning with your most recent experiences, working on down to your past experiences. This style also works best for people who have been employed for long periods of time and don't have long stretches of time when they were unemployed. So here it is an example of a reverse chronological resume style. Susan is looking for a supervisory position in the delivery service field, and her work experience in supervision and delivery service are her strongest qualifications. Because she held relevant positions for a number of years and because there are no gaps during which Susan was employed, the reverse chronological style is ideal for her. Functional style resume, also called skills resume, are skill focused, and they're best suited for people with little experience like students or people who have work experience but looking to make a career change. This is the most common resume style for recent college graduates and high school graduates because it's flexible and it allows applicants to stress those experiences that relate most to their desired position. It's organized by experience and it highlights experience that directly relate to the job that you're seeking. So when writing this, you want to make sure that you ignore experiences that do not relate to that job to which you're applying and place things in order of importance rather than chronologically. So Michael is a student and he's looking for a consulting position in which he can utilize his research and organizational skills. Because he has performed functions which relate to the position he is seeking, he wants to highlight these functions rather than simply list his employment experiences chronologically. Michael draws attention to his most prestigious and most relevant experience, serving as a research assistant to a professor, by putting this experience first, even though it is not his most recent experience that he has had. Now, the skills resume, very, very similar to your functional resume. It's ideal for applicants who have had not very much experience related to the job for which you're applying. The skills resume style allows applicants to demonstrate what they can do and how their experiences have helped them develop specific relevant skills. What a skills resume does, it emphasizes what you can do rather than where you have worked. You try to match your skills to the position which you are applying. This style is ideal for people who have gained valuable skills from a variety of unrelated experiences. Amy, in this example, is a recent college graduate seeking a human resources position. Throughout college, she worked as a cashier at Walmart, and as a volunteer at a local high school, serving as assistant coach and counselor. The skills that she has developed through these experiences are very relevant to her job objective, and the skills format allows her to highlight the related skills which she has developed rather than the unrelated experiences that she's had. The nature of the position she has held and the award she won at Walmart suggests that Amy really does possess the skills needed for this position. Imaginative resumes leaves more for creativity. In fact, imaginative resumes market qualification and artistic ability simultaneously, which is important if a creative or artistic person is being sought. An imaginative resume is appropriate if your artistic skills are used to enhance the visual design of your your resume. It markets your creativity in an appropriate way given your prospective employer and the position you're seeking. Your qualifications are highlighted in an effective way, yet unusual enough to catch an employer's attention. However, an imaginary resume is challenging because designing a professional-looking resume can be extremely difficult. Creativity cannot be overdone, or employers will be turned off rather than impressed. You must analyze your audience carefully to make sure that using a creative resume is appropriate. Imaginative resumes and conservatives or moderately conservative prospective employers do not mix. So as you can see, both of these two resumes that I have as an example are imaginative resumes. They are both for graphic designers because that is a style that's most acceptable for imaginative resume. Don't try to send this to a law firm or a hospital to become a doctor or a nurse. You're not going to be taken seriously. But this is for a job that is highly artistic and highly creative. By showcasing your creativity and your artistic ability on your resume is pretty ingenious. Now your imaginative resume acts more like a mini portfolio, and you're going to kind of use that as your building blocks for your digital portfolio version of your resume. This style can assume the variety of formats depending on the job an applicant is seeking, but it should be only used when the applicant knows that an imagination and creativity are highly valued in that field. So the next video that you're going to watch is you're going to log into your Wix portfolio and you're going to start a new page, and I'm going to show you how to set up that page so you can start filling it in with your resume. Now keep in mind you're going to do two different types of resume. You're going to do a hard copy resume, and you're also going to do a digital version of that hard copy resume. I don't want you to just copy and paste the words on there so that it looks kind of boring. You're going to utilize the digital platform a little bit to give it a little bit of a nuance, to add headings and things like that to make it stand out. Now I know you may not be creative enough to do an imaginative resume, but I want you to kind of think about how you can incorporate a little bit of creativity so that your resume page fits in with the rest of your digital portfolios pages. Now as for your hard copy, you can choose which style you like. If you want to go the traditional chronological order, very well, do that. But I also want you to kind of think about all the components that you need to have in there. Your awards, your experiences, your education, etc. Now using Microsoft Word, you can open up a template and you can start using that as a template to get you started. It's very simple. Or you can go online and you can find examples online as well. I want you to tailor it to meet your needs, but I also want you to realize that it is a hard copy, so you don't need to, be very imaginative on it because you're going to do that on your digital portfolio version.